So we're in our folder now. Okay, the system has Visual Studio Code. The system has XAMPP also running. Okay, so we did some of these things. I told you this is what we call the HTML structure. Okay, I need to explain one or two things here. When you see doc type HTML, doc type means that we are writing HTML5, HTML language, and EN means that we are using English language here. Okay, then there's a head part of this HTML structure where we have meta chassis. This is like a default. It came with the World Wide Web Consortium. Then, like this one also, you have meta viewpoints, content width, device width, initial scale 1. This one now tells the system whenever somebody opens this site on it to browse it, it tells the system to scale to 1, considering that some people might be viewing this site with a desktop or a laptop or a mobile phone or a tablet. So this particular script here helps to make your site open well in different platforms. Don't actually change it, it's always there. Then title, okay, title here we have changed what is in the title. We have Summer Bootcamp, Israel, Maxwell, and all that. So we've changed what is on the title. We are the ones that put it. Whenever you type HTML newly, it doesn't show. Okay, let me even show you again. Let me just remove all these things here. I'll cut it and then type HTML again. Now it's telling me HTML5. If I select this, you see I have that doc type there. I have head there, and then everything that's supposed to be inside the head is there. By default, the title is document. Okay, but the one that we had before, we changed it. So of course, everything that opens. I told you about open tag and close tag. You see, this doc type HTML open here and close there. All right. The way HTML structure is written, it's like saying the first shall be the last. If you remember what I just said to you right now, the first shall be the last. For example, we started with HTML here, and then we ended with HTML. Okay, the first is always the last. There's also head here, and we close with head here. Okay, body here, and we close with body. So everything that's supposed to be appearing on this site will be inside the body part of this HTML structure. Okay, in this head part, you have the title. Then, of course, I mentioned CSS on Saturday when I was teaching. I said that CSS is the beauty, what beautifies the website. Okay, so if I'm going to be adding a CSS file to this particular web page now, I'll have to refer to the CSS file in the head part of this work. So it's actually the head part that you put the CSS file. Okay, we're going to see all those things when we make progress. But for now, we are actually looking at mostly dealing with how to write HTML. Remember, I mentioned that HTML is like the framework of your website. So we're going to be writing some HTML code and see what they look like as we write. This head part, for example, I want to refer to my CSS file because most of your CSS, all those designs that you give to your site are written as a file in CSS. Okay, so for you to make them work in your site, you have to refer to them in this part of the head part of this website. Okay. There are sometimes also when you want to work with what we call Bootstrap. Bootstrap is also for beautifying your site. You also have to put the link of the Bootstrap on the head part. So you do references to external files, mostly on the head part of the website. We will get to that level later when we make more progress. Okay. So at this moment now, I would like to be. I'll start doing most of the HTML work. Okay. Okay. Let me still paste back what there's something okay. That's what we had before. So you see that we changed our title. I say by default, the title is always documents. That's what you have by default. and then already we've added some things inside the body part of our site. So let me open Firefox here because we're going to be using Firefox to preview our work. To preview the work, we'll go to our browser because we are actually on a local server. If you remember, I mentioned that we're using the XAMPP. So you come here. We're not going to HTTP now, w whatever. What we do now is to type localhost, which is this the XAMPP, localhost/bootcamp. Bootcamp is the name of the folder. Okay, so localhost/bootcamp, and then this particular file, all right, this particular web page now is etete.html. There is also israel.html. So there's nothing inside israel.html at the moment. No HTML structure here. It has already HTML structure here with some content. So if we want to now refer to this particular web page, what we do is to put another / and type etete.html. Okay, enter. So look at what we have here. Okay, so we were able to do all these things last time when we had our class. So we want to do more. Let us see what HTML really can help you to do. Okay, so in HTML we're going to be doing just more of typing the text. You know, I told you we have open tag, we have close tag. For example, here we have H1, we have open tag, we also have close tag of H1. We have div, we have the close tag of div. So, but I'm going to start what we call header. Okay, let me open that my notepad so that everything I want to do can be typing them out on notepad like we've done before. Where is that? Go back to HTDocs, bootcamp, and then open this. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at what we call header in HTML. Header. Okay, header. We have in HTML have header 1 to header 6. All right, header 1 to header 6. Now, of course, header 1 is the largest. It keeps decreasing as you go. If you go to header 2 is smaller than header 1. Header 3 is smaller than header 2. Header 4 is smaller than header. So let's look at it now. Let's look at it right now. Okay. So if we go to our HTML here and we'll type H1, okay, all right, so we'll say or let's say Maxwell. Okay, to preview we'll just press Ctrl R. Ctrl R will bring us the preview. Okay, so header 2, let's say header 2, we say if we go to refresh, can you see? So we have something lesser. So what I'm going to do now is to just go ahead and write header 3. Okay, header 3, header 4. Okay, header 4, header 5. So let's go to our browser where we make preview of what we have done. To refresh, can you see this is header 1, Maxwell is header 1, Demile is header 2, Emma is header 3, my son is header 4, my daughter is header 5, then the other one. Alright, so header 1 is bigger than header 6. But let me tell you something, with CSS, all right, I can change the order. I can make header 1 to be smaller than header 6 with CSS. That's one thing CSS does for you. CSS helps you to alter the already existing arrangement that HTML has. Okay, and so of course we're going to get to that when we start learning CSS, how to alter such arrangements. Okay. let's make progress. We have paragraph. Paragraph is another thing as well. And each of these things, like when you're typing, you type paragraph. For example, if I say this is our first class, okay? All right. This is a paragraph now. If I come down again and type and type P again, the next thing I'll type there will go to the next line, and we are enjoying it, enjoying it. So you see, if we preview, if you run a preview, it goes to the next. The first one is here, the next one is here. So and there's a space, which means paragraph has a way of giving spaces in between each other. With CSS as well, you can also break this rule. Even what happened in H1 here, where we have H1 and all that, you can also use CSS to remove all these spaces that are here. Okay, so we're going to get to some of those things. So I'm just trying to put to you the different things that you find in HTML. Okay, let me get another thing as well. There is also, apart from paragraph, we have what we call table in HTML. So we're going to do table right now. Okay, so if we also do table, we start with the table tag. Table is table. For us to work with table, we start with our open tag, and then we have our close tag. For every table, we have what we call table row, and have what we call table data. So table row is TR, because every table has rows and columns. In our Microsoft Excel, I'm sure we would have done all that before now. Let me just refer to it again. If you see this particular worksheet now, you have rows. This is the row. For example, this long line. Sorry, this long line is the row. Okay, and then of course we have, this is row 1 now in Microsoft Excel. From here down this way is column. This is column A in Microsoft Excel. So here at this particular point, now this is where column A and row 1 meet. So we can call this one A1 as a cell. Okay. So the same thing also happens here in HTML, where you have a table. All right. So when we look at this now, this is table row. Table row is just like what we have in Excel. This long line. Now this is a table row. Okay. Then inside the table row, you have your table data, which looks like the column. So I can say table data, okay, class 1. All right. So if I save this and go to my browser and refresh what I have, here's what I'm seeing here, class 1. All right. Then I can add another. So what I would do to make this thing look good is that I will have to press enter key so that the table row come down. Okay, so I can go and add another table data again and say class 2. All right, if I refresh, so what we have class 1, class 2, which means like column 1, column 2. In fact, I should call it column. Okay, I should call it column so that it will make more sense, like in what happens in itself. Column 1, and this is column 2, column 2, column 2. So I can also have column 3, TD. But what I should do is to duplicate. We just do column 3. So I can just select the whole of this, okay, and duplicate. Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay, so I have duplicate. I can just come here and change this to column 4 and column 5 and column 6. So I'll save it this way and refresh again. You can see we have column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6. Now these are all in one row. They're all in row 1. This particular row. You can see row started here and ended here. Okay. All right. So I told you before now. I said in HTML the first is always the last. column open, row opened here, which is TR, and ended here. See, now you have the columns, which is table data. So, for example, you want to do a schedule in the house, timetable or something else. You can use something like this. Okay, so for example, we say here date. Okay, date. All right, name of cook. Just for example, I'm just giving an example here. Meal to prepare. Just see this, meal to prepare. Okay, then we'll have here maybe name of cook to prepare. Okay, time of the day. All right, something like that. So maybe here you have remarks. Okay, so I want to remove this one. All right, and then I'll close. So let's see what it looks like. Then we'll come back again and do more. So you see dates, which you're gonna have the date, name of the person cooking in the house, and meal to prepare, time of the day, maybe morning, afternoon, night, and remarks. Okay, so for me to now start imputing the people that are going to do all these things in the house, I will now have to do another table row again, or something like that, table row. Okay, I can copy all these things here. All right, paste them here. Control V. Then name of cook, I will say Demile. Right? Is it Eden? Yeah. Right? I'm correct, Abi. Meat to prepare. Egusi soup, something like that. Time of the day, say afternoon. Okay. Oh, I'm not getting it correctly. The first one is date. Okay. The first one is date, which is something like today is 20th/07/2023, and then what's name of the cook is Demile Eden. Who? Kojo. Give me the spelling. K what?
Kodzo.
Kodzo. Okay. And then meal to prepare is egusi soup. Okay. And then time of the day. Am I correct? Time of the day. Yeah, afternoon. All right. So I think I'm missing one, which is remarks. Okay. Yes. Remarks. Maybe. How will I put the remarks now? Can you tell me? Okay. Let's just say supervised. All right. So I will now go to my browser again and refresh. That's what I have. The date, the whatever. So I can also copy this one again. Okay, and paste it, and then maybe change this one now to Maxwell. Maxwell, please tell me your surname. Huh? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So what are we preparing? We are preparing rice with plantain. I'm just giving you. You can do your own plantain. All right. Maybe that should be evening, and then supervised. Okay. So I'll refresh. Can you see that now? Okay. But if you look at how this thing is showing, it doesn't look as though I have I should have a line that's bordering all this thing so that yeah. So I can come here. I can come here. That's old style, sha. I can just say border. It's an old style. CSS will do better. Okay, I'll just say maybe 1 pixel. This is actually an old style. This is an old style. Can you see? So I have. You see what I've done, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. The table is showing, but this is an old style. CSS will do better. CSS will do more miracle on this, and it look much more better. But if you look at also this table, the way this is supposed to be a heading, so it's supposed to be thicker than the other things that are here. They're supposed to be thicker. So what I'll do is instead of making them TD, I just make them TH. Let's see. I've done that one TH. This is what it looks like. Okay. Let me refresh. Can you see how this one is looking? It's thicker than the other ones. So what I should do is to make all of them TH, 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 and TH. So if that happens, oh sorry. If that happens, let me refresh. Can you see now? So it looks more like it. We have done header here. We have done table. All right. Then I want to talk about what we call list. Okay, list. Okay. So a list, just like when you want to list out items, number 1 is this, number 2 is this, number 3 is this, and all that. Or you want to use Roman numeral to do all those things. I'm going to look at all that. Let's do list here. So I'll come here and I'll say, because in listing, we have what we call ordered list and unordered list. UL first, because I'm trying to tell the browser the kind of list it will be. Unordered list, I will now say list inside. Okay, please. Maybe I will call Emmanuel. Okay, Emmanuel. My surname is this. Melogo. Then this can come down. Okay, it can come down if you want to make your work look better. You can bring this one down as well. Okay, this is the way to write when you're writing your work. In fact, if somebody wants to examine you, whether you're a good programmer, your text in HTML should be aligned properly. Even in CSS, any other programming language, it should align properly. Okay, so see where I'm aligning this one now. Okay, just like what I have here. So I have list number 1 is Emelo Emmanuel. I just want to copy this one and paste. Paste this one, paste this one, and paste this one. Okay, this one is we have Demile now. Demile, that is cool. I'm sure. Ojo. All right, Maxwell. Right? Yeah. Then I have maybe Michael Jordan. All right. So let's see what we have, what it looks like. I'll refresh it. Can you see? So I have bulleted list, and that's what we call unordered list. Bulleted. The other type of list, which is ordered list, which is OL. Okay. Then I'll press enter. Okay. See, is there open tag OL and then close tag OL. I still have to do the listing, so I'll just copy this and bring it here. Okay, without wasting much time, just paste it here. So you see what we have. If I refresh and go back to just refresh here, see what we have here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and all that. So that is about order list and order list. Okay. So I was talking about list. I told you you can use list to design this. I said we'll do it later. When we use CSS, we'll see how to create this kind of menu or another one with with the list. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and see how we can make uh, things, in our HTML. We can also call links. Okay, links. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at now. Links. Okay, if you go to there's a site I want to show you. Okay, Blue Day Logistics. It's one of my client sites as well. I think I showed you that on Saturday. So let me open it and show you. Okay. So if you look at this particular site, if I bring my mouse to this place where you have track. Okay. Track is a link. Contact is a link. Alright, services a link. All these are link. Request a quote is also a link. So if I click on it, whenever you take your mouse to a link on a site, it changes. Can you see the way my mouse is looking now? It's like a hand. Alright, so whatever that shows you that kind of mode, that is a link. So if I take my mouse here, it's a link. If I take it away from there, can you see this is not a link? There's no link here. This is also a link. This is not a link. But here is a link. The site is loading, that's why it's not doing what I want it to do. But can you see this? About is a link. Home is a link. Track is a link. Contact is a link. That's why it's showing like a hand. If I bring my mouse here, it changes. Can you see this? These are not links. Okay. All right. So this is also a link. This contact also is also a link. So anything that changes to a hand, that looks like a hand in your web page or your website, that thing is a link. That means it takes you to somewhere else. For example, if I click on this contact us here now, it's loading. Can you see it's loading here. It's loading this page. The internet is not as fast as it should be. That is why it's taking some time. But it's going to open the contact us page. Oh, it's taking quite some time. I think I have to change my internet here or something. Okay, so this is contact us page here now. You can see this is contact us page. If I come to, if I click on request a quote, it takes me to the request a quote page. You can see it here, bluedaylogistics.com/contact.php. When we get to, I know this class will not cover PHP, because that's back end. What we're doing mostly is front end. Okay, but why I use PHP is because there are some scripts that are written inside this particular form. That's why I'm adding PHP. All right, so it's taking such a long time to load, but I'm just trying to show you what a link is. Anything that changes to a hand is a link. Okay, so we're looking at how to create a link. Now, in this particular website that we have, the bootcamp website that we have, it has a web page called tete.html. There's also israel.html. Now, in the head part of this israel.html, there is title, and that here is document. So I will just say, maybe say Israel's page, Israel's page. Then I put something like and then say bootcamp. Okay, so that's what we'll be showing on our browser here on top of this list. So if I come here now and remove a tete, I just delete this and type Israel. See what I'm having? Israel's page. All right, this and then bootcamp. Can you see Israel's page bootcamp? But there's nothing inside the page. There's no content. Nothing's inside. Okay. So what do I do? I now start adding my content here. This welcome to Israel's web page. Alright. Okay, so if I refresh it now, we'll have something written here. Alright. Then I'll say go to a TTS page. Okay, look at what I'm going to do now. So I say go to a TTS page, and then I'll come to this place as well and say from here I'll say go to Israel's page. What I'm trying to do is to, when I click on this place, all right, to take me to this page. So when I click on this page, this one, it will take me to this page. So what we're going to do now is to add what we call link. Okay, so I can put the link here, I can put it here, and it depends on what I want to do. Anyway, I can do it anywhere. It can be here. So I say go to Israel's page, click here, click here. So use the here as your anchor. Okay, then let me go and do the same thing here. Click here. So let me start from here. What I'm going to do is use the tag, anchor tag, which is called ahref. All right, equal to double quotes. Then you close the tag. I've closed the open tag here. You see, it has given me the close tag as well, but it's not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be this way. Okay, can you see? So I want it to be click here. Let it be the here that is the link. Okay, so I'll cut this and put between here. Sorry, cut. Okay, see, so click here is what I have now. Can you see? So here is what I'm going to be clicking on. It will take me to the other page. But look at what I want us to see. If I go to the browser and refresh Israel, can you see that Israel this click here has changed? But if I click on it, it doesn't take me to anywhere. Alright? It doesn't take me to anywhere. The reason it doesn't take me to anywhere is what I'm going to explain to you right now. The reason it's not taking me to anywhere is that I have not told this browser what page I'm referring to. So I have ahref, alright, equal to double quote. So I'm going to tell the site, so the browser, which page it will take me to. So I'll go to can see it's already suggesting for me. If I refresh on my browser, okay, and when I hover my mouse here, if you check at the bottom of this page, you see where we have localhost /bootcamp/att.html. Meaning, if I click on this button now here, it will take me to a TTS page. So let me click. Can you see where we are now? So you see, it brought me here. So what I should do also is that when I click on this place, it will take me back to the other page. That is Israel's page. So we'll do that now. So I'll go to this place and I just write ahref, alright, equal to double quotes, and I close. See, it has suggested for me as well. That's why I say IntelliSense is working here. That's suggested for me the close quote. And so what I need to do is to cut this one from here and paste it at the end. So here also here now has become a link. Let's see. So if I refresh here, can you see here now is a link. When I click on that here, alright, it's still keeping me here. Do you know why? Do you remember the reason it's still keeping me here? Because I have not told it exactly where to go to. So I want to take us to Israel.html. Okay. So I'll refresh again and click on this list. Can you see? It takes me to Israel.html. If I click on this list, it takes me to att.html. And so that's what I did on this particular site. When you go to this list now, if you look at this contact, if you go to the bottom part, just watch around here. When I hover on this contact, you see what will happen. First, it's saying there https://bluedaylogistics.com/contact.php. So that's the web page it will take me to when I click on it. So if I click on this list, it takes me to contact.php. Though this is coming from the World Wide Web now, it's not a local host thing. Okay? So that is the form in contact. Now, if you look at this place now, contact dot you can see. If you look at that bottom part as well, you can see contact dot php. Then it has hash sign. Means if I click on it, I'll still remain on this page. So you have home here. When I click on home, it takes me back to the home page. Can you see it? So that is how I did that was what I've demonstrated here now for you. Okay. But what about if I come here and I put hash sign here? Okay. Meaning I'm saying it should not take me to anywhere. Okay. So whenever you do a particular href and you put hash sign, you're telling the browser not to go anywhere from that page. Let me do it as well here. Okay. So let me save, and always you have to refresh. Control R is refresh. If I click on this place now, can you see I'm still in that page? I didn't go away from that page. Can you see? What it will do is just to start from the beginning, but meanwhile I'm still in the page. Why? Because I'm using hash sign. Alright. So I'm going to go over to the images in HTML, okay? For you to impute an image in your web page, okay? Let me write this. For images, you can write it down if you can. For images, ensure that the image or images are put in bracket X to be used in a web page is in the same folder with the HTML file. It's important to avoid breaking of the links and all that. Make sure that the images you're supposed to use are in the same folder. If they are not in the same folder, you must be able to refer to the folder. Okay, you should be able to refer to the folder. For example, I want to insert an image here. Okay, in this Israel. So I'm giving you the syntax now to insert the image. So firstly, what I need to do is to go to my folder and make sure I have the image that I need. Alright, so I'll go to the folder. This folder is in C, hard drive. I told you go to hard drive to access your local server. Hard drive, XAMPP. Okay, htdocs. I gave you this sequence on Saturday. Then bootcamp. Should be sure that the image you're trying to link or to add to your web page is in the same folder with the HTML files. Okay. This is my father's image. Let me use my father's image. Okay, so I'll go to bootcamp and paste the image there. The image hasn't any name. Let me give it a name. Let me give a name, rename it, and maybe Daddy. Okay. So that's the name of the image, daddy.jpg. So when I'm going to add this image now, I will just open tag image, img is the tag for image, alright? Then src means the source of the image, where the image is coming from, okay? So you can see it's suggesting something for me here. I'll just press, if I click on this, it will complete the code for me. Okay, that's intelligence for you. So I'll close the tag. Image doesn't have close tag. Once you type, it doesn't have maybe slash img. No. Yeah, once it's like the break tag as well. It doesn't have any close tag. So what I'm gonna do is to refer to that image, daddy, alright, .jpg, alright. So that's my image. That's the source of the image. Okay. You can see this. So if I go to my browser and refresh, for which page is that in? That is on Israel, right? So I'll come to my browser here and change this into Israel.html. Okay, can you see that image here now? But what's happening here is that you can see the image now is overshadowing very big, and it has brought this particular test down. Why did he bring the test down? Because this test was neither inside a H1 or paragraph, or that's why he brought it down. Let me just make this one a paragraph first and see what happens. Okay, let me close. There could be another disability. Let me close this paragraph now, and let's see what happens. Can you see? Can you see now? The test is now up. The image is now down. The reason if you don't have any tag for a test, all right, any other thing that comes even below it will be pushing it down, because it doesn't have any structure. There is no structure, so that's why it's pushing it down. Right. So you can see this image now. If we go to our folder and maybe I'll hover on this image, let me see what happens. It's telling me that the size of the dimension of this image is 621 by 877. 621 is the width of this image. 877 is the height. That's W times H. Okay, and this 621 is 621 pixel. I told you that unit of measurement is usually pixel. It's 621 pixel by 877 pixel. Right. So that's the size of this image. Okay. So this image that we have, I told you the size now. 621 by, so whenever you see 621 times whatever, the first figure is the width. The second figure, which is 877, is the height. So that's what we're seeing here. See, the width is like this, the height, the width is like this, that's horizontal, the height is vertical. So I just come and say width, height. I say width, for example, I'll make it 400 pixel, and then I want to make the two of them the same thing. I'll say height, I'll say 400 pixel. That can go. Alright, so I'll save it and then go to and refresh what it looks like now. Even though it's as though now the width is not looking perfect. So, okay. So I can add an alternate test. I mentioned what that is to help you have something that will show when the source of the image is broken. You use alternate tests. So I can put there alternate test, Reverend C U. I told you what alternate test does for you. For screen readers, let's say that a blind person is coming to go through this page now, and then if you set up screen reader on your device, once you get to this point, it will actually read out for you. But it doesn't show anything here. It doesn't show. It only show now. For example, if I go here and delete, let me just go and delete this picture, so that the source of the picture is broken. So if I go to my this and refresh, all right, let me refresh. You see the picture is broken. Can you see? Because I removed the source of the image. Now what is showing me there is the alternate test. So it's important to always have alternate test in case the picture is broken. Alternate test will show. I don't know if you should cut that. So I'll go back again and return my picture. Okay. If I return my picture and go back to refresh, picture is back and the alternate test is gone. But what about if I want to have a test that will show? Maybe when somebody brings the mouse around this image, the test will show. I will use title. Okay, and I can still select the same test and paste inside title and save it. I can come to my refresh. If I bring my mouse here now, it tells me when see you in Melody. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is what we call marquee, and I know you love that one because you know children love things that are moving, always animating and moving. So I'm going to do that right away. I'm just trying to list the things that we have done so far. So that's okay. At least what we've done so far. Okay, so the next one is Marquee, Marquee, right? So look at what it does. I want to put a marquee on this image. I'll come here, open tag marquee, and close. Oh, suggestion is here also here, so it's giving me suggestion. So I want to take the marquee. Remember I told you the first is always the last. You can see marquee started here, all right? But it has to close. It has to be the one closing the entire syntax. Okay. So let's see what it looks like when we refresh. Did you see that? Marquee is to animate either a text or an image. You can write it down also. Marquee used to animate a text or an image. Okay, so you can change the direction of the marquee. Direction, DIR. Okay. Okay. Marquee test. Direction. Marquee direction. Left. Okay. Marquee direction right. So if I say marquee direction, let me say marquee direction up. Okay. Up. And refresh. Can you see? So the text is moving upwards. If I say marquee direction maybe down. Okay, so you write it in Portuguese. Can you see marquee direction down? It's going downwards now. Okay. I don't know if you're catching it out. So the scroll is moving instead of down up now, it's moving down. And it's not going to the right, it's not going to the left. It's moving. Just give it a little padding. For example, I'll say let's give us 50 pixels for padding. This is what it looks like if we refresh. Oh, see it now. Can you see? So when I say 50 pixels, it gave all around padding. Top is 50, right is 50, left is 50, bottom is 50. But I could have also done like saying padding, padding top, padding right. Okay, that's actually CSS. Let me just say padding left now. So what will happen? That's actually CSS, but I'm just trying to bring it in here because we need it. Try to say padding left now. Can you see? See, only the left part has a padding. The other side don't have padding. Okay, that's padding left. I can also say, okay, give me padding left and padding right. Okay, all right. So I can bring it down so that you see everything. Okay, because it doesn't bother. It's about white spaces. All the spaces are here now don't matter. So I'll come and refresh. So we have, okay, this is padding right, not left again. Padding right. Okay. So yeah. So you see, we have padding in the left and padding in the right. I don't know if you're following that. It's just a little of CSS. But still on the marquee, I've said marquee direction is right. This one, let me write direction here so that it will do the right thing. Direction. Okay. I said direction. Let's see what that one is doing. Can you see what is happening now? Okay, so the picture is going in direction of up. Okay, so look at this. Let me make this this the paragraph style. Okay, it is background red, color white, padding left, blah blah, and I want to make it. I want to say the width should be 100 pixels, 100%. I made the width 100%. Okay, other paragraph. Let's see. Can you see? Okay, so I have the direction for test. Let's continue with the test direction now. Apart from the direction now, there's what we call behavior. Behavior of the marquee. If I say behavior, just see the different behavior. Behavior, we spell behavior like American. That's the way we write in HTML. Behavior. So I say behavior. Okay. Maybe say something like scroll. Just watch. Observe this. I want to remove it. Let me make the width. Let's make it something like 400 pixels. Okay. Let me leave 100%. I'm doing 100 pixels. See now it's scrolling. Let's allow it to get to the point, to the end. When it gets to the end now, just watch. It will start again from here. Just watch. It will start again from here. Can you see? Because it's scroll. So what about when I make it alternate? Instead of behavior scroll, I make it alternate. Okay. Alternate. Let's refresh. Just watch what will happen. When you get to the extreme, you see what will happen. Instead of coming from here, because coming from here again, what will happen now? Can you see? It hit here and went back again this way. Can you see? Okay, when it was scrolling, it will scroll all through the horizontal length of this width of this screen and then start again from here. But this is alternate. It hits here and hits here again, and that's alternate for you. Okay, what about the speed? The speed is quite slow. Can we do something about this speed? Yes. Can do something about the speed. So I will do that now. I'm going to do the speed marking method speed. So we'll call it scroll amount. For speed, we call it scroll amount. Have marking method direction right, behavior alternate. I'll not do scroll amount. Scroll amount is the speed. OLLAM together. Scroll amount is together. Okay. Equal to, that's giving me, okay. So the default speed this uses is default speed for scroll amount is 6. Okay, you can change it. Okay. So let's try and see what happens. If I do scroll amount something like let's say 12. Can you see the speed has increased, right? The speed has increased. If I say scroll amount 30, see the speed. Can you see it now? If I say scroll amount 120, now it will start running like. So I'm going to give you HTML form. I'll just create a form. I'll just give you that form, a little of the form, and then we'll close. So if I want to put a form here, so I'll just write it down there, HTML form. Okay. So I come here and say, now there's something called comments in HTML. Comments. Comment is like something that you put in your code that only you will be seeing. The one that sees your work at the front end will not see. It helps you to actually monitor what you are doing, also or make references for somebody else, maybe another developer that will see your work and maybe he wants to make some input. So those statements that you made or comments that you made will make the person know exactly what is what in your work. So how do I do comments in HTML? Look at it here. For example, if I comment out this particular statement here, now you will not see it again. Okay. So let me go, or let me comment out this image. So I'll put open tag. That's this less than sign. Then exclamation mark. Then I put something like this. Can you see? Now, the moment I did it, it closed it for me. It's because of intelligence. I don't want it to close. What I should have had is that this first one and second dashes will come first, and then this other one. Can you see? When I remove it now, everything here is turned to green, which means the system is thinking, or the editor is thinking, I want to comment out everything here. So what I want to comment out is only the image. So I will just go and paste that closing part of the comment here. See, as I did it now, the other parts are also looking nice again. Can you see? So it's only this one that is commented out. So if I go to my browser, see that image will not show again. The image will not show again. Please, a moment. The image will not show again because I have commented out the part that has an image. So how do you comment out? You greater than sign, so less than sign, exclamation mark, 2 dash, then you end it with another 2 dash with greater than sign. That's how to comment out. So I want to do a comment here now for form, HTML form. Okay, form. I don't want anybody to see this part of the work. If I go to this place, so do my form, okay, and then you close. I'll talk about this later. This is what we use when we start doing back-end work. Okay, this is what the script that you're going to write that will carry the content of the form to your database. This is where you put the script. Okay, so but for this class we're not going to be looking at that. So we have form and it closes here. So I will say, for example, I will now start putting form inputs. Okay, input type test. Okay, so I'll look for where test is giving me intelligence here. So I'll look for test. Test is this. So input type test. Okay, and then maybe input type again, or I'll just copy this same one. Control C, and then test it. I'll say input type test. Name of this is username. That's what you use when you're trying to do your database now. Username, and this one is password. Okay, so input type should be password. Okay, let me look at this. You see what will happen now. Then I'll come here and say input type submit from my submit button. Okay, input type submit. The submit button. So the value is what will be written on. Okay, let me save and let's refresh. Here's what I have here: HTML form, blah blah blah. This way I can make my input. Now, however, this is my button. It's not showing like a button because I didn't add anything here. So if I come here and say value of the button should be submit, which means it will tell me to submit when I have the form. So I'll come and refresh, and you see I have submit. Okay. But the form is not in aligned well. They're all in the same line. So remember what I taught you about break. So I come here and add break. So I add break here and add break here as well. So add break here, refresh. Can you see? So I have the input input here, and I have submit. Then there's another. See the way this thing is together. I can also add another break here. Another break here. Okay. Can you see I have a space here, and I think I also should add. No, CSS can help me and do that. What I'm doing now, CSS can help me and do it really. So I can add another break here. Okay. And I'll close the break. So you see the way it's looking now. But I don't want to have this HTML form written here. So that's why I'm not do commenting out. I told you about comment out. So less than sign, quotation mark, dash dash. So I come here and close. Alright. So if I go back to my browser, I will not see that HTML form again. So that's commenting. So if somebody now, another developer can come and see this thing, and then he wanted to do a form here. Of course, this thing will. Of course, when you share this the whole code to the developer, he will be seeing your comments. Okay. So when you want to maybe suggest something for the developer that will look at your work later, you can add the comments so that the person can use it too. That's how to write comments on HTML. There's also a way to write comments on CSS. There's a way to write comments on other. Even PHP, there's a way to write comments on all those other coding, or you can call them languages or programming languages. Okay. Yeah. So I have this form. If I type something here, my username is Emma Rejoice. My username Emma Rejoice, and then when I type something else here, it's showing. What about if I want this next form to be my password? I can just come here and say input type. Instead of text, I'll just write password. See what will happen now. If I write password, meaning when I come, if I refresh, when I come to this place and anything I type will be hidden. Can you see? Because I told the system to make the input type password. So whenever you see you are trying to log into a page or something, you have your login form, you type in your email address and then you're typing the other thing and it's showing like this. That means that's because the input type is password. Okay. Right. So here input type for this one is submit. That's why it's showing like a button. Okay. So we're going to even style this in CSS. We can style it and make it look fine. So if I come here now and say username Marijoyce and then password maybe whatever real estate password, I submit. It has been submitted. If you look at your browser here, can you see username Marijoyce, password real estate is showing here. Now the reason it's showing here because I didn't specify the kind of posting method I'm going to be using. All right. So if I come here and say method, okay. If I say method, I say post. Right. If I say post, what will happen that this will be posted into my database, but you will not see it on the web browser. Let me show what I mean by that. If I come here and type something like Eze is my username, password is whatever. Okay. If I submit it, all right. Okay, just a moment. Did I refresh? Okay, let me do something. Jonah 1 2 3 4 5. Can you see it has submitted it now, but you didn't see it here. This one is the old one. Okay, let me refresh entirely so that you don't see the old whatever. See this is the old one. Okay. Maybe type another thing. Maybe Max. This is username, password 1 2 3 4. I submit it. Can you see it has been submitted, but you're not seeing Max here. It's just showing the old whatever that was there when I didn't choose my submit method as post. But if I go and change this submitting method to get, which is another type as well, you can see. Let me refresh it entirely. Okay. If I go here and type Max now and type 1 2 3 4 5 as a password, I submit it. Can you see it's showing here? Because my submit method, just 2 minutes. My submit method is get. All right, get. That's why you're seeing the username and password being exposed on the browser, on the URL. That's the address bar. So when you're doing your core back end, when you know that somebody's password should not be seen, you actually need to use post and not get. Okay, the method of submission is post. Okay, so this is how to do your form. We're going to do more. For example, if I want to do where people can select options, I can just come here and say select. All right, I say select. Okay, inside the select now, I'll say option. Okay, I say option. Just see, I would say maybe I say choose a plan. Okay, that's the first test I show. So I select the whole of this option here, copy it, test, Ctrl V to test. So here I'll say option 1 gigabyte for 1,000 naira. Then option 2 1.5 gigabyte or 2.5 gigabyte for 1,500. I'm just giving an instance. Okay, so option 3 is 10 GB for 3,000 naira. 3,000 naira. Then lastly, the last option, okay, maybe 12 GB for 3,500 naira. So if I refresh, see what I have. Okay, choose a plan. Of course, let me do it better because this one is coming after the submit. So it shouldn't come after the submit. So I should move this and put it here. And now add break. Okay, so let's see. Can you see what it looks like? Let me add double breaks here. Okay, see what it looks like. Okay, so I can come here. If I click on this, you say choose a plan. I click here. I choose the plan that I want. Okay, this one you want, like that. Okay, so I don't know if you're catching that now. That's how to create this form. There are other things you can also create in your, add in your form. You have test area. So a form that has 3 input boxes. That, what I mean by that is that here you're having 1, 2, and 3. 1 is where you have name. You call it first name. First name. They are supposed to be together because that's how you submit them on database. If I go to database, first name, last name, last name. I'm already giving you what it looks like. This should not be a password. It should be text. Text. Then the other one, I can copy this and paste it. The other one should be address. Alright, so that's what it's supposed to be. Then I can add something for you. That's what they call placeholder. Placeholder will help you. Placeholder will let the person that is coming to visit the form know what you want. So if I come here and say placeholder, I'm doing for only this one, placeholder. Okay, placeholder, I'll call it first name. First name. Let's refresh and see what it looks like. Can you see first name? So it's asking you for first name, which means once you click your mouse here now and type, it will move what is there. Okay. You can say type your first name here. Okay. Are you seeing that? So let's go and see. Type your first name here. Are you seeing that now? So you can say also type placeholder. here. So you type your last name here. Okay. Last name here. Have you seen it? So you can person can type. So it's suggestion for the person what to do. Okay. Right. Suggestion for the person what to do. Then you can also do the same thing and say your address. Type your address. Placeholder. Type your address here. Okay. If you want to do that. Okay. Then you now do this select option. Select. You say here. You say gender. Gender. Okay. So the first option you write male. I'm just giving you the expo already. Okay, I'm just doing it for you already. Last one you write female. So you can also remove this one so you don't want them again. So you can do it. If I refresh it now, see gender here. I can choose what I want, male or female or whatever. Okay. So that's what you're going to do for me, and then create a table for schedule in your house. Date, like what I did here. What I did here, I have date, name of cook, meal. You can do your own. All right. Just call out your own table